Alright, Knights of Apollo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another siege battle in Total War Rome 2. Today, we are at Athens once again, and I am going to be playing as the Romans. Now, Rome is one of the more powerful factions, but one of the funny things is that oftentimes when we see Rome in the replays, they lose, like, a lot. Because I think a lot of new players get excited, they play as Rome because it's Rome. The game was named after them. Well, they usually kind of suck. Well, I'm going to go as Rome. Now, am I an amazing player? No. But hopefully, I will get a victory for Rome. Fingers crossed. We'll see. I might lose, I might win. Now, I did stream this live, and that's what the chat wanted me to play, is Rome. And right away, out of the gate, Swaby, one of the defenders, is just absolutely crushing my unit of legionaries. Not a good sight right there, but you know, I'm Rome. I got men to spare. Actually, my army is pretty small compared to my allies, so fighting with me are the Seleucids, and then we have Nervii, who's just really hanging back with a lot of his forces. Now on the defense, like I said earlier, Swaby, we have Carthage, and then we have Epirus. So those are all the factions who are present today. And when I attack, look at, he's still going, man. He's still going. Oh, absolute carnage. But, you know, I don't know. I could have done something there. I probably should have done something. Look at, he's got my unit to half strength, less than half strength. I hate that. I really do. I went ahead and got my siege tower up here. I sent over some legionary cohort to clean up this thing that killed so many of my men. It was a real crime. It was real tragic. Now Epirus is bringing an interesting army comp. He's bringing a ton of mercenary Italian swordsmen, which is, you know, it's strange, but where they lack in quality, they will have quantity. So they will have a lot of these units on the battlefield, and we'll see how it plays out. But for right now, I'm a little concerned about the numbers here, so I'm going to leave my troops up on the wall and force him to come to me, and that way we can fight on a little bit more even of a, you know, where numbers don't really matter on the wall. Now over on this side, I'm gonna go ahead and charge in my infantry. Now chat, oof, jeez, oh jeez, oh my goodness. My chat wanted me to bring some gladiators, so I kind of just threw them in as sacrificial units. Which, you know, they are slaves, right? I mean, he charges, he flanks me a little too early. That was only half the unit. The rest of the unit's coming in. It doesn't matter, though, because they are breaking the gladiators. They did absorb a lot of ammo there. They absorbed a lot of ammo. Now, on the other side, surprisingly, Nervii is charging in, and we've got this nice defensive U-shape by Carthage, which Carthage is being played by King Scourge. Some of you guys might know King Scourge. He's a long time friend. I've known him for a long time, so it was really cool to see King Scourge in the battle. But today we are enemies, and Nervii is sending in some Celtic warriors to take on the Carthaginian hoplites. Look how cool these hoplites look. I absolutely love the gold, like, fish scale lower, like, torso part of the armor. It looks really fresh. But a nice combination of hoplites and skirmishers, really doing a lot of damage to Nervii's army. Now back over on the other side, we can see that my Roman infantry, what's left of it, down to 59 men after that deadly bombardment. Oh, it was brutal. But at this point, I'm just trying to use everything I can out of this unit by using the Pila to soften up. I killed five mercenary Italian spears. And right now, I'm just avoiding fighting. You can see he sent up some units. He's got the mercenary Italian spearmen. He's got one unit trying to fight for the tower. He wants to reactivate it because it's going to fire at my men, obviously, because right now it's neutral. Nobody controls it. But he's just trying to get me off the walls and to regain control of the tower. But I'm going to hold my ground here, and my men should do decent against these spearmen. So while that's going on, I continue to send forward more and more troops. So what do we got here? Some precapes. So 3 units of precapes moving forward. I love the different variations in shield color. And then over here, we've got a unit of legionary cohort joining the front. And then what I'm doing is I'm keeping my best of the best in reserve. I've got the Praetorian Guard. I'm bringing 2 units of Praetorian Guard. They just look cool as hell. I love the purple cloaks here. It just looks really great. And then I've got some legionary cohort in reserve as well. So I've sent up most of my army already. I mean, it's barely been 5 minutes into the battle. Seleucids are coming over and they're kind of supporting me. They got some Eastern spearmen. They're going to move them up and get them close. But again, we're just taking our time. I'm not mindlessly charging in. I'm waiting until I have my reinforcements in position. And look at, we're just storming into this section. I mean, look at that. Looks pretty cool. Just storming into the settlement, getting our troops ready, building up a reserve pool that we can easily send over to different parts of the battle. This is where I finally charge in my legionaries. I'm moving in some Principes to get into position. They should eat up these Italian spearmen, but I'm sure, oh yeah, lots. Now we got Italian swordsmen, the Italian stallion. Let's go. But yeah, we've got 2 units of swordsmen waiting in reserve. So he's got a lot of reserves that are going to come in and support. Over on this side, I sent over a unit of legionaries. And we're going to go ahead and begin fighting the Carthaginian army. And what we're trying to do here is get behind Carthage so we can support our ally Nervii. Oh, look at this. There's a cav charge, but that's friendly. Okay, for a second I thought that was enemy cav charge. I was like, whoa, sally out. No, that's just friendlies. But yeah, we're trying to break through this wall of Swabian and like Carthaginian forces to get over and behind the Carthaginians holding back Nervii. Oh, here we go. We do have a cav charge. Citizen cav charged in, but we have elephants from the Seleucids kind of supporting this artillery position. I don't know. Did they get the artillery? They might. No. They didn't get it at all. So a little bit of a sally out. I was worried about a sally out. I brought 1 unit of cav. Pretty good cav too. Auxiliary cav. Just kind of watching because there is a gate over here that players often like to sneak cav out and charge. It's a long distance to get to my army, but you can still catch players by surprise if they're really focused on the fight over here. But yeah, more and more Romans joining the fray. I was actually sitting back my Principes so they can use their Pila against the mercenary Italian spearmen. And because of that, he charged forward. That's a good move by him to kind of cancel out that skirmish capability. Seleucids are going to join me in this fight over here. He's sending over more infantry. Thorax swordsmen. That's going to be a nice boost to the front line on this side. Now we go back over to the other front. You can see Seleucids are also fighting hard over on this side as well, trying to break through the Carthaginian Swabian front. If we can get past that, like I said before, we can get over and we can help our teammate who is absolutely struggling against this U-shape Carthaginian hoplite position of death. So we're definitely trying to get through here. We're trying to break through. And that's really, that's the trick. That's the key to these battles. Whenever you have a side that is attacking all together, I mean, we're all together on this front, that means all the defenders are going to be all together. So what we have to do is we have to find a weak spot and we have to take advantage of it. Whether it's over here or here, it doesn't matter. We got to break through and get behind their forces. If we do not do that, we are going to lose this battle. I went ahead and sent up some infantry up on the walls. I got some Principes. I'm using their Pila from a distance. So I thought this was a pretty good move because, if they're not going to defend the walls, I'm going to go ahead and use them against them. The Principes, if I can use their javelins here, I think they use most of it already, but they can do a lot of damage to this lightly lightly armored round shield swordsmen. I should be able to kill a lot from up there. So what I'm doing is I'm sending them up. Once they're out of ammo, I'm going to send them down, and then they're going to fight in melee. And then I'll have a unit of reserve. I think I'll send up these Principes next. I'm just cycling in troops that way, just using the most I can from these walls against the enemies. Carthage has moved up some Cretan archers that look like have already used up all of their ammo. Ooh, that might be that might come back and bite them in the butt. You definitely don't want to use up all of your ammo. Now, I don't think that's all of his archers, but you want to try to save some ammo, you know, so you can use it for like high threat targets like pikemen or other archers, you know, stuff like that. But so far, Carthage is doing a great job, not really budging here, though his troops are starting to thin out a little bit. Seleucids send in a fresh unit of thorax swords. That's really going to help out here. The things are heating up. An epic battlefield here. I've got another. There goes the Principes. Or Principes, whatever you want to call them. They charged in as well after exhausting their Pila. And I'm now moving up the next unit to the walls. I'm just letting them march. I'm letting them take their time. You know, no need to rush. This is going to be a bit of a grind here at the start of the battle. We got some Sacred Band who have joined the fight with the glorious purple. Purple, like my favorite color. Yeah, purple's definitely, it's just such a awesome looking color. But yeah, they're making their stand here against multiple different nations. Epirus, of course, is still in the fight as well. And we've got archers. Look at that. Archers back here from Swaby. Some bow women opening fire and doing some damage to my legionary cohort. So it says here, well, it doesn't say anything, but I think I'm winning this battle. I think I'm winning this fight. Let's see, there's 85 against my, how many? 80 legionary cohort. So they outnumber me, but my troops are way better. It's just a matter of how many archer kills those archers get. It looks like they stopped firing, so that's a good sign. Also, the Seleucids are here to support me, so I think we should gain control of this wall. And just, we missed it, but the original unit that was up here fighting against his Italian spears actually lost. And he gained back this tower, but we took it back. I sent another unit up on top of this tower here. These two guys just chilling. They're like, hey, bro, I don't want to go in and fight. Me neither. I don't want to fight either. Let's just chill here and just say we got stuck on the ladders. Okay. Okay, yeah, there's no shame in that. Yeah, I mean, we got stuck. I mean, what are we going to do? We wanted to fight. We're actually mad. We couldn't fight. What the heck? Yeah, so hopefully they join the battle later. If not, they will be killed. No. So you can see I've got my other unit of Principes up here, throwing their Pila, doing their thing, and let's see how effective that is. I mean, that's pretty effective. That's pretty effective if I do say so. Oh yeah, look at that. These guys have no armor, so they're just gonna get sliced and diced by these Pila. Such a cool. Imagine just like, yeah, I'm in the front line. Blah, just hit from a Roman from the wall. What an epic fight. So we're still grinding, but look at this. Carthage, the Carthaginian dam is starting to crack. And the water that is Nervii is building up a lot of pressure on him. Now he does send in some glue. We got some more swordsmen. Swaby went in with a quick charge with wolf warriors. So he went in to kind of support, and it looks like Carthage kind of has this under control, but looking from a bird's eye view at our reserves, we're still doing pretty good. The balance of power is pretty even right now. which is not great when you're attacking. You kind of want a slight edge, because you do have an edge in terms of troops, because you have more money compared to the defenders. But of course, the defenders having the advantage of, well, being defensive and having giant walls protecting them. But yeah, it's pretty even right now, and we still have a tough fight ahead of us. That is for sure. All right, so the unit of Principes have used up all their ammo, so now I moved them down to the ground, and they're just sitting in reserve, resting them up. I'm not charging them in. I'm not getting them tired. There's no need for them to be in this fight right now. There's plenty of our troops fighting off these round shield swordsmen. We're just going to take our time and just wait for our moment to shine. Over on the other side, it's still a brutal, tough fight. Now we've got some pikemen moving in. African pikemen moving into the fight. I am actually really shocked that King Scourge, Carthage, has moved up the pikemen, because yes, absolutely, as soon as I see pikemen anywhere near my army, I am going to send my Syrian archers on their booties like a heat-seeking missile, okay? I'm gonna send so much hate through the air directed towards these pikemen that they will never see another day again. All right, I do not want these guys around my army, and the fact that he's leaving them near the front, I would have retreated these guys long ago, but he's leaving them here. It's just a perfect opportunity for my archers to get some kills. I don't care if he mixes in with other units. I'm still gonna fire at him. I'm still gonna get kills, and he's already down to 63 men, and he's only killed 36 with this unit. This is huge, guys. This is an expensive unit, a powerful unit if used properly, and I was actually really surprised King Scourge sent up these pikemen so early. But it seems like Carthage is kind of going all in at this point, because I don't really see any reserves from him. He's throwing in archers into the fight. I think Carthage is like, you know what? I'm going in, baby. I'm gonna send everything I got and try to kill as many as possible. And maybe he's hoping that his allies, I should say, will have plenty of reserves to finish up the battle. Here comes another unit of pikemen into the fight. Now, these pikemen are closer to the other two units of archers. And notice, you know, I'm very selective with my archers. I'm keeping them back. I'm holding them back and just waiting for the best opportunity for them to get some good kills on a very vulnerable unit like pikemen. But yeah, things are looking good. I felt really good at this point of the battle. Seeing those pikemen get turned into Swiss cheese, it was very promising. It was awesome. And we gotta keep it up. Now over here, I was so relieved to see my Romans win on this wall here. With them winning, I mean, he can still send up this Italian sword unit to finish up those Romans. These Romans are down to 32 men. Like, they cannot hold for much longer. So we'll see what he does there. But back over here, you can see there's still a lot of intense fighting. I sent over a unit of legionary cohort. And at this point, yes, I give the order. I tell my Praetorian Guard, because I smell blood in the water. I smell weakness. And I'm like, you know what? Let's hit them hard with a big uppercut. We're going to go with the Praetorian Guard, and we're going to get straight into this fight and start breaking some faces. Okay, smashing some faces. Clearing a path. Call these men the path makers right here. The pathfinders. Whatever you want to call them. They're the Praetorian Guard, and they are deadly. So I'm going to send them in, and I see gaps in the line. And look at, oh yeah. Men are breaking. Chaos is happening. And Swaby is sending in some units of sword masters, but it's far too gone. The battle is lost. And you can see they are mass evacuating, but here's a big mistake by the defenders here. They should have done this a long time ago. They waited way too long. Way too long. It gives us opportunity to create chaos and get around and surround units that could have fallen back and would have been used at the end of the battle in the last stand. Here's a nice little charge. Nice charge into my Praetorian Guard. But these are Praetorian Guard. I mean, you still would kill a lot, but it don't matter. So right now, we're just surrounding Carthaginians. I see pikemen over here, and their backs are exposed. So, and then, of course, the Sacred Band. This unit is so deadly, but their backs are exposed. We have to take care of this. Imagine this unit at the last stand area. That would not be good. They would be hard to kill. So I am just like quickly maneuvering over here. What I should have done here, honestly, is just charge directly in. What I'm doing is I'm setting up a Pila throw. You don't really need to do that because we're behind them. We're behind them. There's no need. Just attack. Now, it's a good throw right there. We get some kills, whatever, but I should have just saved this ammo for the last stand. You know, there's no need. We already have a huge advantage. Hold the ammo. Stop it. I see that he's retreating, and I'm like, oh, crap. No, wait, you're supposed to just stand there and take it. But I quickly chase after him. But now his back is no longer exposed to me. So yeah. But I quickly send over another unit of infantry, some Principes to help out the Praetorian Guard. I want them to live with a lot of units so I can use them later. So I'm going to go in and support the Praetorian Guard, and the Sacred Band will be surrounded. Perfect. Nervii already moving in. Look at this. The Seleucids already moving in as well. And, excuse me. And it's a big chase right now. And you can see this is all that they have for the final stand. Battle's still extremely close, still anyone's game. But this is a moment that we really needed in this battle to be able to break through their defense and take control of this first initial area of Athens. And then we can kind of take our time and figure out what we're going to do for the final stand. Let's not forget, we've got elephants. We still have archers with a lot of ammo. I still have my cav that did not see any action. Thirsting for action, okay? But yeah, so we still have a lot of resources that we can use against the enemy. And right now, all that we're doing is cleaning up the Carthaginians. I use whipping there. Use the whip is what it's called, which makes them fight a little harder. I was going after some Carthaginian unit up on the wall, but I was like, you know what? Let's just finish the Sacred Band. I'll let my allies deal with that. And sure enough, as I charge in again, they start to waver. So guys, this is a point in the battle where it slows down a decent amount because there's a lot of ground to cover in Athens, and we have to position our troops into attack mode of this final spot. By the way, this is the final stand right here. So what I'm going to do, I saw my allies kind of moving this way. I'm going to take my forces and move them this way just so we kind of attack on multiple points and make them spread out their forces. So all I'm going to edit is us moving our troops around. You won't miss any action, so let's do that now. All right, guys, so my army is almost completely in position. Now, if we look at the balance of power, this is still anyone's game. And I have to tread lightly here. I can't just assume, oh, they mass retreated. They're on the, it's looking really bad for them. They're gonna lose here. No, I gotta be very careful. Now, I noticed that Epirus has moved up their very elite and dangerous royal guard. I'm not gonna mess around with that. If they're gonna have them in archer range, I'm gonna move up my archers and I'm gonna shoot the hell out of them. I'm going to fire as many arrows as possible into that unit. And yes, they moved up Swordmasters. I'm just going to fire over the Swordmasters. I'm not afraid of the Swordmasters. I'm afraid of these pikemen. Now, over on the other side, you can see my allies have grouped up together. And, I mean, honestly, guys, it's like we don't have a ton going on here. Like, our forces are pretty depleted. So are theirs. I mean, this is a pretty solid force of spear. I mean, they're mostly Italian units. Well, no, they've got Italian swordsmen mixed in with the thorough spears. They've also got a really solid position of archers up here. The mercenary Cretan archers kind of firing down onto our allies. So this is still a dangerous situation. Now, over on this side, did we start firing at these guys? Yes, we have. So we've already killed 2 of them. Totally worth it. Absolutely, totally worth it. I'm gonna move up my archers, get them in range. There we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Cheer, you miserable lots!
They're already down to 6. If they turn their back, we might be able to pick up a lot of kills. Because we are firing into their shields, but we are still landing hits. So it's worth it. Now, with my Cav, I was going to do something crazy here. I saw this is such a long shot, and rarely does this ever happen, like ever work. But what I'm going to try to do here is go all the way down here, all the way down here, and go through here, hoping there's no enemies, to try, all right, to try to get their archers. Because right now, they're really chewing up my allies' armies. I mean, look at this. Look at the carnage. Oh my gosh, these archers are just obliterating. This is not good. This is not good. And you can see Nervii shifting over troops. Look, there's some fireballs of justice here. I love it. Love to see it. Usually these lead to nothing, but it's cool to see. But Nervii is going to try to get up there because those archers are just obliterating their forces. So I'm going to move my Cav. I'm going slow. I'm just marching because I'm trying to not give away what I'm going to do because they can see it. I mean, that's the challenge of it being so far. They have a lot of time to react to it. So hopefully we can sneak over there without them reacting. Now, over on this side, he's retreated his Royal Guard. Smart move there. He's moved up some of these bow women. So they're going to try to fire at my archers. I've now moved up my Syrian archers. These guys are out of ammo. So I used them as meat shields, and they did absorb a decent amount of Swordmaster projectiles, because these guys do have projectiles. And I'm also letting my legionary cohort. I'm moving them out of the way so they can all fire just like that. So they can throw their Pila. Again, using every weapon and tool that I have. Now he fires back, but my guys are so well armored. Just kind of leads to nothing. Alright, and I'm out of ammo, so that means go. Legionary cohort going in for the kill. So I've begun the assault over there because I feel like my assault is way easier compared to my allies. They're really struggling against these archers. Now my Cav is still making their way. They're kind of chilling right here. I was at this point kind of surveying. I was like, oh, maybe I could go this way. But, you know, if I get close to their infantry here, they're going to see it coming. So maybe if I just keep going down here, that might be the better route. There we go. I think I gave the... Yep, there I go. I give the order. All right, so... we're fighting the good fight over here. This is no easy task. These are sword masters. They're very good. They are very good. Now we have infantry that are about to charge the enemy. That was a pretty good play by my allies, just trying to get the defenders to use up a lot of their ammo on the archers rather than their infantry. But they're still ammo. They still have ammo in this unit, and they're still, look at, they're still firing at my allies' archers. Not a good sight. This is still a very close game, guys. Balance of power has shifted a bit in our favor, but that can change really quickly if we're not careful. Still fighting over here. Looks like we are making a little bit of ground, or getting some ground. And now Swaby's general, the sword masters with the general in it, is making his way to reinforce this line. This is a problem. This is not good. He's using some rally abilities there. Raised banner. Area of influence, melee defense, not good. He's trying to keep his men in the fight. So now is the time that I start sending in more and more infantry into the fight. I might have to get my general close by. I got my Praetorians way back here. I might need to move them up soon. But right now, I'm so focused on my cav. Because now I've given them the order to charge. Because I see a pathway. As I get closer, I see more and more forces appear. You can see that there's some pikes over here, or hoplites. There's another unit watching here, but they probably have no idea or never thought they would have to block off over there. Well, guys, let me put it this way. They should have. They absolutely should have. Because my angry force of auxiliary cav is headed straight towards their archers. I am seeking revenge. This was such a good play. Not to toot my own horn here, but this rarely ever happens, so this was so exciting to see. Now, it's not for sure gonna happen because this unit could easily fall back, but if they do, they're gonna get sandwiched by infantry in my cav. So either way, it's a win-win. But, you know, a lot of the times you could think of a strategy and you think, you know, it's gonna take too long, or it's just not worth it, it's too far away. That's not always the case. This is a very far out strategy by going all the way through here, but it's working, and you should try to do stuff like this. I think it's not, you know, it's not going to work every time, but sometimes you can get lucky. And then at this point, I knew I was in the clear. He's desperately trying to shoot at my cav, yet to kill a single one. And there we go. We charge in with a ferocious amount of speed. And we seek some redemption against these archers. And now he's trying to go for my cav. I was hoping he was gonna stand his ground here, because then I could charge my cav and get behind him. But very wisely, he falls back and blocks his path off, so my cav can't go in anymore. So that was a good play right there by him. He recovered nicely. There we go. This was more of a moral victory, just because these archers were such jerks. Such mean jerks. Now back over here, you can see with this general, they're actually winning this fight. My troops are starting to deteriorate here. I'm gonna have to send up some reinforcements, which I do. 2 small units of Principes going in and going to reinforce. Now over on the other side, my teammates are making progress here. Now facing the Thorough Spears. We've got the general, the Royal Guard of Epirus. So this could be a problem for my allies because they're very, very, very good pikemen. He's actually sending both units because he has 2 pikes. That's the rules, 1, 2, 4 rules. 1 artillery, 2 pikes, 4 archers. The default rules for this game. Just in case you're wondering, if you're ever playing multiplayer and someone says 1, 2, 4 question mark, that just means the rules. 1 artillery, 2 pikes, 4 skirmishers. There we go. They're pushing. They're pushing now. So I'm actually going to send my cav around. I sent him down this way because I didn't think he would open up a path here, but he does. So I got to keep using my cav because they're doing wonders. We've actually broken through. Look at this. We've broken through the defenders here. And this is going to cause some big issues. Big issues for the defense. Because this force of swordmasters has crumbled. All my small units of infantry going in. And now we've got more infantry going in as well. Praetorian Guard. Ah, yes, the Praetorian Guard have been called in. Look at these guys. Oh, I love them, dude. I love them. Rome is such a cool faction. I mean, they're basic and everything, but that's why I love them. That's why I love them. All right, Seleucid's going in with a big force of thorax swordsmen. Things are looking pretty good, especially now he's not... Oh, these are thorough spears. I was going to say, they're not in pike formation. What are they doing? Speaking of, where did those pikes go? Oh my gosh, look at that clash. There's nothing they can do. They cannot stand against this. Archers still opening fire, still trying to hold back the hordes of enemies, hordes of attackers, and that's where the pikemen went. They are watching over here. I charged in my cav to support the Nervii infantry. I'm now going to send the cav around. and look for opportunities. And this is coming down to the wire, guys. Though as time goes by, it does look more and more promising for our side. Let's see, what do we got? Praetorian Guard mixed in with the archers.
Tribunus!
And I knew I was running into some pikes over here, and the best thing I needed to do is take my time. I think oftentimes people kind of get too excited. They're like, oh, we're winning this battle. Let me just charge in my men. We'll win. That's not the case, especially against pikemen. You got to be careful. You got to take your time, and you got to make sure you deal with these pikemen properly. If you just charge into them, you're going to lose a lot of men and potentially the battle. So I kind of went in with caution. I've got my archers in position. They're opening fire. They're trying to get some kills from afar. I think some of my Praetorians still have Pila ammo, so I'm going to send them up and try to get them to do some damage. And also notice I'm not doing anything because my allies are ripping through the other side. So why panic? We're breaking through. Why do I need to panic and no longer be a threat to Epirus? Like, if I just charge in and die, he's going to be able to turn around and deal with my allies. Instead, I'm just going to get up here in his face and do nothing, which will keep him glued in facing me rather than sending reinforcements to the other side. So that's another reason why you don't always want to just charge in and throw away your units. See, there he goes. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Cool pikes. Those are some cool pikes. They look really nice from here. Archers from behind firing at him. My cav is looking for an opportunity. I form. Ooh. Yeah, he actually has some really good projectile potential from this swordman. They like get a ton of kills on my Praetorians. I form Testudo. Kind of protect my men there. I don't know if it even does anything. Anyways, elephants have been called in. This entire flank is broken. I'm continuing to just stand here. I'm like, oh, cool pikes. Those are some solid pikes you got there.
Riders forward! Advance at speed!
And I'm still just kind of waiting at this point. I'm waiting for my allies to go in. You see, he charged forward. That's a good move there. I fall back. Oh, no, I'm not facing you, man. I'm not facing you. Here we go. Elephants going after the swordmasters, helping out my Praetorian Guard. And some units are attacking the pikes, but the pikes still are holding their ground against my Praetorians. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm still just going to stand here. I'm going to do nothing. I'm going to do nothing. Actually, I tease them a little bit. I get right in front of the pikes and just hold my ground. And then I take my Praetorians. I flank behind the pikes. I notice he's moving these pikes here, so I'm going to go ahead and finally charge in. And I charge in because he's wavering, and boom. Yeah. That was perfect. Oh my god. They like broke right when I charged in before the spears could kill me. But yeah, sometimes, guys, the best strategy is just standing there doing nothing. That is a decision, and sometimes it is effective, right? I mean, it's better than you losing your troops carelessly and just keeping the pikes in position. Players often forget that when you play Total War. Like, sometimes you can just stand there and keep an army busy while your teammates are cleaning them up. Well, let's end the replay, look at the results. So, really good job by my teammates. I mean, I thought I did pretty well there, but they killed it. Now, I did have the smallest army. So, I think Seleucids probably had the best KD. 357 with the elephants and 308 with the general. Crazy. King Scourge getting 1621. Swaby getting 1687. And Epirus kind of struggling there. I'm not a fan of the Italian swordsman spearman strat. He was kind of bragging about it. I think he was joking, but yeah, I would have brought some thorax swordsmen, anything other than the Italian units. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time on the battlefield.